Good evening. We start tonight with a case that made headlines across the country, and now it's made its way to the courts. The 26-year-old woman charged in connection with an infant found dead in the Lloydminster landfill had her first court appearance yesterday. Danielle Jackson is charged with concealing the body of a child. Last November, roughly 30 officers from across Alberta combed through the landfill, finding the remains of the newborn after a 5-day search. Jackson's trial has been adjourned to July 9th. A 14-year-old girl is dead after a collision near Saddle Lake yesterday. Police have a 17-year-old man in custody facing dangerous and drunk driving along with multiple other charges. The 17-year-old was also in breach of court conditions as he's facing a second-degree murder charge out of Edmonton. The girl was killed instantly after being ejected from the pickup truck, then trapped underneath. All other occupants in the vehicle sustained minor injuries but fled the scene before police arrived. RCMP say the investigation is ongoing, but speed and alcohol are considered factors. In 1876, Treaty Number 6 was signed in Fort Pitt between the Canadian monarch and the Plain and Wood Cree nations, along with other tribes. Now, for the first time, the Onion Lake Cree Nation played host to the Treaty Number 6 summit. Kelsey Bloxham was there.
Over 135 years ago, in this very spot, Treaty Number 6 was signed. Today, an agreement was once again penned by the Onion Lake Cree Nation and 4 other nations to take control over their own development.
It's a very humbling experience, but it's a hope for our people that now we can control and can take our own destiny into our own hands and develop and create those opportunities again.
Upwards of 1,000 people came to witness the historic event, including a representative from the United Nations.
There is also much more to do as far as all the preoccupation of the Indian nations are concerned. Personal lands, education, health, and there's so much to do.
Following the signing was a sod turning in Onion Lake for the new Treaty 6 embassy.
It opens a door for other First Nations within Treaty 6. If we have assemblies and meetings with treaties or government officials, this is where it's going to take place.
Construction on that building will begin this summer with completion set for September of next year. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
Portage College and St. Paul Community Futures are working very closely on a project that will see a food processing plant built in the town. And as Clayton Brown explains, a big portion of the funding for the plant has just been secured.
It's been in the planning stages for quite some time, but finally Portage College's plans for a new food processing plant are beginning to come to life.
We have in the business case to build 4 brand new full-time programs that will be at a food sciences center of specialization training.
Having a regional processing facility allows for that value-added component, which adds to more economics, job creations, and the whole thing is linked. But the economic impact is enormous.
Pelche says local producers will be able to rent space at the facility, but stresses the new plant is not for large-scale production.
We're not talking monstrous batches of product coming out of there. It's primarily for entrepreneurs to develop their best recipe at home and turn it into a food product that is marketable.
Eugene Dimitru is a local producer and the president of the Northeast Alberta Food Marketing Association. He says the plant will make production much easier.
We don't have to take our product, let's say, to Edmonton or Leduc or to a large center to get processed. We can do the processing here.
The new processing plant comes with a $5 million price tag, but the Rural Alberta Development Fund Board of Directors has just approved $950,000 in funding for the project.
To hire a plant manager who will also operate as the project manager on all of the construction of the facility and, of course, all the costs that are related to the program development.
In St. Paul, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
Lakeland College's newest oil and gas program has been given the green light. The college will be home to a new diploma program in the fall called Heavy Oil Engineering. It includes high-class engineering and advanced heavy oil training.
This program specifically is made for industry by industry. This program will help ease the labor demands. I know you all saw the statistics out last week with the labor shortages in the oil and gas industry, specifically with power engineers.
According to the Petroleum Human Resource Council, Canada's oil and gas industry will have at least 9,500 jobs to fill by 2050.
We're currently working on upgrading our lab, and that will put us to a third-class lab, and so we'll be able to have 80 students. Once our new facility is up and operational, we'll be able to put through twice that many, so we're looking at 160 and even to 200 students.
Some expansions include a new boiler in the power engineering lab, among others.